Mavo kidgino mwana wadi uru.
Kalale.
Bazu.
Donald Bazu.
Bazu.
Mi uchapa biz na mabazu.
Bazu.
Wild Willis.
It's the wild Willis. Bazu.
Mamo.
Kidgino mwana wadi uru. Walele. Asante sana. Yeah man, I'm so excited. It's good to be here. Tuko area.
Finally, man.
Asante sana.
Yeah, so we're here to basically talk about your new track.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about. We're here to basically talk about your new track, Kalale.
Yes.
You know, first of all, Mas, ningependa kujua like what informed your decision to work with the artist lineup you gave us, Saru, Breeder, and of course the Hookmaster.
Reckless. Well, Reckless obviously hivyo tu shaisema Hookmaster. Breeder is one of the first guys mwenye kwa songs zake alini big up. He was doing Kalikatel 3. Akasema I'll stay true to this 10/10. Nishaimaliza kama Willis. Nishaikamilisha kama Willis. Then Jones akachukua hapo 10/10. Mchara to Willis Raburu from doing it again and again. Hey Breeder, I'm feeling you, man. Oh, ding nigga. So I was like, hey Breeder, one day, and when he came to the show on 10/10, his vibe ilikuwa too fresh yani anakatumse yako sawa jamaa kona work ethic jamaa anajaribu tu ku make it, and he warned us kwa hiyo song after this ni Breeder ni Omolo 1 alafu Breeder 2, and from that time he's been just doing hits upon hits. Then for Saru, same thing. Saru she DM'd me way back when we were doing again a challenge of, I think it was Yes Bana or something like that, still again out of calligraphy. She said I can speed bust that if you invite me to 10/10. I said, hey, sure, come through. We had something called booth bites, sort of where guys are just vibing, and she came and she killed it, and from then she started making music, and I was like, hey, Nina Saro Manyaro Nanini, hey, after this, hey, now there's an approach. So it was really good. She was fire, and I met her again when we were doing a recording, and I said, hey, there's something I'm thinking of doing. Sija fikiria bado, sija finalize in my head exactly, but when I'm ready, can I give you a call? I said, yeah, sure, no problem. Meja tumekuwa tuko na yeye sana usiku. Kuna place ukua. And I just liked how I've seen him actually vibe and start writing music, and is a very down to earth guy. And I wanted somebody who also has a little bit more experience in the industry, to where all of us now can learn from. As much as kila mtu ako pale, kila mtu anaweza learn something, and we did. We learned from how he puts down his lyrics, how he drops to bombs in every one of his songs. Kuna kakitu kama hii ni kuwekwa ruaka.
Okay. Nini? I stay in ruaka Meja.
Yeah.
Mimi nakaa ruaka, yani
umewekwa.
Sijawekwa.
Okay, yeah. It's important. Kama hujawekwa ni sawa. Kama hujawekwa is okay. Don't panic. So, yeah, that's how that happened. And that's how I picked them. And of course, Reckless Willis, just Hookmaster, Breeder, Reckless, Saru, when they came together in Major, it was amazing.
Yeah, so alafu Mavo pia kakampu na beat nyingine noma sana.
Yes, Mavo nilimwambia Mavo mazee mimi I want to beat that sound. Akana beat gani? Kwa mimi nataka club banga, ndio hatujafunguliwa, but something that will be like crazy. And that was it.
How was the vibe like for you guys in the studio, you know?
It was good. I like that all of us went to the studio
at the same time.
And so we were able to witness kila mtu. In fact, your line will drop your line ya Ruaka ilibidi record tena juu tulicheka hadi akaangu kurekodi hiyo part tena. Sasa hiyo part alirekodi hiyo ya mimi na kujanga solo nyimbo kikujanga wa 8. I was like, "Ay we." And then for Breeder, it was that part where he was talking about nini ukilegea utatekewa madam. I was like, this guy is warning us atapita na sisi. And Reckless akasema kuna esto yani yeye anaza kula baridi. Kila esto jiji na bibi. Yeah, so it was fun hanging out, chilling, watching them work. And for me it was a learning experience because I'd never done it before. So watching how the producer does, you know, mimi nilikuwa nadhani hata adlibs wekwa tu ukienda sikujua msana record alafu narudi unasema uko katikati Z. So I was learning. Plus when they were telling me 8 bars, 16, 12 bars, I was like, what are those? I just want to sing. So I learned that as well.
So, you know, as somebody who is well known as a journalist.
Yes.
You know, a renowned journalist in Kenya. Is making music something you've always had in your mind?
I've always had, actually, you know, journalism ilinipata as a, like this was the road I was going to go to.
Yeah, music.
Yeah, no, well, entertainment. Oh. It's just that at the time there weren't many opportunities. And I've always liked telling stories. Loudest in my family, last born, you know how it goes. So, vile tuliendelea eventually. And nikasema, okay, now that I have 10 over 10, I've listened to artists for about 3-4 years. I've listened to some of their complaints as well. I've even CC, you know, like when you call them up, the complaints even presenters have about artists and, you know, whether reaching them, marketing their music, etc. Nikasema, wacha basi, let me do this thing because I've always wanted to do music. I've always put rhymes together from back in the day. I used to think I was quite the singist. Muimbi, nilikuwa muimbi ya mwibaji, lakini sauti ilikuwa imekataa, lakini huenda siku moja nitafanyia kama hotile.
Nani alisema hujui kuimba?
Nani ule?
Jalas.
No, ni sawa.
Jalas you can't sing.
Jalas ni sawa, every day. In fact, we shall sing with him. Yeah, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And and that's the thing. Mimi, I always say, unaona vile alisema mimi siwezi imba, or anybody who tells me I can't do something. Yeah. Until mimi mwenyewe nijaribu nione yenyewe, siwezi, sitakuamini. I won't believe them. Whoever tells me I can't do something, I don't believe them until I try it. And then yenyewe, basi siwezi. You're right. But until that time, wa baby.
Alafu, guys now are like, you know, big man Bazu Willis.
Yeah.
Is our Kenyan DJ Kalale.
Yeah. Another one. Another one.
Are you giving us another one?
Another one. Iko inapikika mbaya sana. Several other ones. Mungu akiendelea kusaidia na najua atasaidia. We have certain songs that we're working on. There's one exciting one I'm working on now. Since he's announced it, I guess I can just say it with Andy Bomutu.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Shavuka bold me. Tuko na Andy and now the Kenyan artist hasn't announced. I won't announce who the two Kenyan artists are, but it's a beautiful project to Mureka. Then I have another one with the Tanzanian artists, waiting for them to kuangusha beat. I have another one with the Nigerian artist that Nishamtumia, but all of these are not incorporating Kenyan artists. It's just that I'm picking some from out. And then I have another one myself sasa. Unajua watu wameniongelelea sana. So niko na ingine nimefanya na a very popular hip hop artist in Kenya. Sisi tutafanya ngoma na yeye. So tuone kama vile tunaweza, because I always believe music is a reflection of self. And so I'd like to use it at least to be the avenue where I answer some of the things that wamekuwa kiuliza. Yeah.
So when making this jam Kalale, did you know, or did you in your weirdest imagination think that Ingomita blow up? Because let's talk about the numbers.
Yes.
Just a few thousands to 2 million views on YouTube. The third most trending, the third most streamed song right now, you know, in terms of streams on Boomplay, the third most trending song on Boomplay right now.
Wow.
Did you expect this? All this in like 2 weeks?
Yes,
2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. Hapo ndo ninaingia katika Eunice Njeri. Aliimba wimbo inaitwa Nguvu ya Msalaba. Because you see, and that's why I try, because now everybody will be telling me about the pressure. I love the fact that guys are accepting it and vibing to it. I love it more so for the artists. Because I feel like this year has been so tough. So for to have 1.9 million eyeballs on the artists, for me is an amazing thing. Did I think it would blow up? I knew it's good. I knew it's hot. My people were telling, Marvo kept telling me, bro, ikitu, I'm like, Marvo, as in, are you sure? Because I really second guess myself. I'm trying to stop. So I didn't expect it to go this way, but I really thank everybody who's been listening to it, who's been doing the Kalale challenge, who's been streaming it on Boomplay, who's been watching it on YouTube, who's been doing dance challenges. Yani nashukuru sana. I felt the love. Yeah.
Another thing. It's clearly evident that you have love for these young artists. young acts in the industry.
Yes.
These young acts, many of them are doing gengeton. And right now, man, like it's like bombs are being thrown on gengeton side.
Yes.
Kila mtu sikia huyu gengeton imeisha, huyu au vijana waneba vitu chafu. As a stakeholder in the music industry and as a journalist, you know, who interacts with these guys every now and then, what's your take on this?
Well, I think that what we need to do with gengeton is, you see, that's the other thing. Ni kama tu what they say, the same people who praise you will one day castigate you. Because if you go on YouTube, there are views. Hao ni kina nani hao 1 million wenye wanaona hizo video. So what I think, because you can't also deny the fact that when you said play KE, most people gravitated towards gengeton. And the reason it got so many views is because they are singing about things that tunafanya ama tunapenda. And even though they are direct to them, umeweka chini ukasikia wimbo za kina Diamond, ndio wako na ile poetic license wanaifunika kidogo, lakini ni kali sana.
I was talking to BN of Saudi Soland. He said that if not cause you know, like a better part of last year, Saudi Soul were quiet. Like most of these big artists wa Kenya walinyamaza.
They got comfortable.
And ni watu ndio walitubeba, unaona? Hawa watu ndio walitubeba, watu wa gengeton nini. Yani wamlamezo was everywhere, including Tanzania.
Hata UK pale during the waiting for the prime minister.
Then all of a sudden we are like hatuwataki tena. Hani paka Calligraph John says in his song, mnajifanya mtaki tena waten sasa hivi mnatusi Willis. Why were guys attacking you? Because they're like, hey, issue ya Willis Joe meja vijana. Gengeton.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know, by the way, like, how do you deal with people who keep, you know, trying to bring you down all the time, you know, at issue ya Willis kochini. Willis akochini.
Ni sawa, hiyo ni opinion yao. I've learned over the years, I guess I've learned to develop a sort of I won't call it thick skin, adaptive skin to, like, ndio sometimes I won't lie that they, you know, miza saa zingine. But anyway, saa zingine nasema umsenda kuja nitusi hapa, what kind of day are they having? Not to make an excuse for them wale wenye wanakuattack mbaya. But I think that what happens also is that people live such shackled lives. Like wakiona, they can't imagine that Willis is going to jump with these kids and get paid. It's hapana. Na mimi niko 8 to 5 with the boss pushing paper and my proposal is ready by 7. I'm AM. Ati nini? No, I need you to go through the 900-page document. We are going to court tomorrow. They don't imagine that you are jumping here with these kids and that's what you do for a living.
Have you ever been sued?
No. People have written some complaints here and there, but we were cleared by the Communication Authority.
Wabebe!
Skilo! Wabebe!
So man, away from music, yo, I'd really like to know, like, how's the childhood like? Like, if you grow up, Joe, ulijua mimi, mom, mimi siku moja nitakuwa star Kenya.
I used to tell my mom I'll be famous.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used to tell her that one day I'll be on TV. When I was 7 years old, nilikuwa namkalisha chini namsomea gazeti. Naambia mama, eduka hapo uone vile mimi nitakuwa nasoma news kwa TV. But I had no idea it's going to take the way it did, because over time, as you know, when you're 7, there's like an innocence. Then you start going and getting low marks kwa exam. Unashangaa hii dream yangu hii inakuja kweli? Mathematics, hakuna mzee wa mathematics, chemistry, biology. Then even when you go to campus, it didn't look like, it looked so far. You know, like you look at these guys on TV, they are so far. I'm like, guy, when will I even go there? But my childhood, man, my parents, my dad is a pastor. My mom is a, what do you call them, a deacon in church. So kuna deacon, elder, alafu pastor, Presbyterian, Protestant, Crisco. Yeah, that is the home church. Hallelujah. Mungu aseme asifiwe. Mungu asifiwe, lakini asifiwe tu. So I grew up totally Christian, man, and my dad these days is changed kidogo, but it was radical. The only music was Christian. Ukijaribu kusikia kitu kingine ni noma. Ukijaribu vitu zingine ni Baya. And he was an administrator. So he was very strict. Yani, he has his whole police and everything, background and whatnot. So mimi nilikuwa hivi. And then campus happened. Moi University Eldoret. Wakati sasa mlango zilifunguka. Na hakuna, nikiangalia hivi hakuna masasi. Nikiangalia huko hakuna masasi. Mungu, nivuishe kunyamaza. But I like that background that was brought up because I know that at the center of anything ni Mungu. Yeah, hata kama you go crazy and anything, kanisa pia ni hospitali. Watu wanaenda huko ni ugonjwa wa roho na si ile mbaya. But everybody goes there different. So I was raised up strictly Christian. But I was always the rebel, the guy who questioned things. I'm like, if Jesus turned water into wine, why are we not drinking the wine? If it was his first miracle, he could have healed somebody. He could have raised somebody from the dead. But he turned the water into wine. And nani mama yake alimwambia. Nakamia mama yake, woman, it's not yet my time. Mama yake akamwambia, I said, no. Whatever this man tells you to do, you do it. What did he do? Wine, baby. Na mingi. Yeah, but it's different. It's interesting. I've just learned also to have just a personal, because everybody has their own interpretation. I think the Bible is like a constitution. Kila mtu akona law yake. Mtu anaweza kusomea Jesus wept. From that time, usikeme, oh, he wept because he was human. Mingine, he wept because there were sinners. Mingine, he wept because it was about his time. Yani kuna different interpretations. So you just learn it for yourself and go to sawa. But my background in childhood really helped me to be who I am today.
Okay. Yeah. Have you sent your news track to your mom or your dad?
My mom is a huge fan. My dad asked me, Kalale, is it spiritual? I told him, yes, it ministers to my spirit.
Oh, wow.
Then he asked me, what does it mean?
Okay.
He said, I told him it means if you have nothing nice to say, Kalale. If you have nothing good to say, go to sleep. I said, oh, yeah.
You're all about bad vibes.
So I was like, oh, yeah. So you've had a tough year, that's why you're telling people? I'm like, yes, daddy, that's what I'm doing. And my mom was like, just to understand. So my mom asked me, so Niki watch kwa hii YouTube na ni subscribe unapata pesa? Okay, yes mama. Akatuma kwa group zote. Please watch my son's song.
Mama Slab is
I said, no, it's the money. He's just trying to get the money, folks. Hey. Tazameni. Yeah. That was good. That was dope. Yeah.
And speaking of a tough year, man, are you coping, bro? Like, how is everything for you right now?
Well, goes back to Njeri, ni nguvu ya msalaba. I guess I've learned a lot of lessons through it all. Because I've learned that even when you're this is just, it's crazy because I had Chris Kirubi yesterday. But anyway, when you're married, you have to learn a lot of things, including how to deal with different phases in your partner's life, grief, all these things. And and tolerance and patience and all that stuff. But I've also learned to just be myself and learn to be very private now. Because it is, and again, it's somebody's choice. If it is working for you to show your wife and love on her in public, is cool. But even as you're loving her in public, just make sure in private you're also loving on her and doing this thing. Just not for the gram. Don't get lost in the facade of the gram. And so, yeah, for me, I learned too strong to not know. Nikimilie nani, nikimilie masizi wangu, Yeah, so that it is what it is.
Big Man Bazu is all about
Bazu,
good vibes.
Bazu.
And if you're about bad vibes,
Kalale! Kados!
Yeah. So, Willis, I'd really like to know, you umebonga about gospel sana.
Yeah.
Right now, if you are to get into the studio and make a gospel jam.
Well, which I hope I can.
Yeah. Gospel collabo. Which artists are you calling upon? 2 male, 1 female.
Male is easy. Timeless Noel and Moji Short Baba.
Buddha, you see banga?
Yeah.
Female.
Ni wase wangu. Female, there's a lady called Havoc.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
Champion
the
girl.
kuom again. Hey, Havoc ananibamba sana. A dancehall thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. If you were to make a collab Kenya, international,
Yeah.
and Africa, one Kenyan, alafu Majuu mse mmoja, Africa mse mmoja, who are you going for?
One Kenyan.
Majuu abroad, international moja, alafu Africa mwingine mmoja.
So I would take 0-0, Nasty C,
Tia.
and then hook them up with just something funny, like maybe a Quavo or a Drake, something wafanya trap, something just crazy. Ooh, that would be good. Imagine Nasty C ni 0, alafu sikia hapo hivyo Drake. Tutamaliza, man.
Number one Billboard
charts, man. Yeah, man. Yo, we about to play your song. Been spending for about 6 weeks. This next artist has been number 1 on the Billboard track. He goes by the name of Bazu, all the way from Kenya. He collaborated with 0-0 and Nasty C from South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Drizzy Drake also jumped on the track. Here is their club banger. Yeah.
Umetaja Bazu nikakumbuka you have your, should I call it a label or something?
Yes.
Or an entertainment
Outfit.
Bazutainment.
Bazutainment, yes.
Bazutainment. So Bazutainment, do you plan, kusani mse uko ndani umshikilie?
Yes, tunajaribu kufanya hivyo, and that's so what I've done is I'm using myself as a guinea pig. I'm trying to test out things, how things work, trying to learn also, because utaki tukuja kuruka tu alafu tukemse alafu mupote. So I'm really trying to learn the ropes kidogo. I have some people who are trying to help me with that, teach me a few things here and there. Some of them I learned by observation, some I learned by just the way I've learned everything. Even when I got to Citizen and I wanted to be a news anchor, I talked to Hussein Mohammed, Michael Njenga, Jenson Mwakazi a lot. I used to bug them a lot with questions until I then after I get all the stuff, now I do it my way. I try to do it my way. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to gather from industry players what it is. I'm trying to see, because even when you're making those calls, hey, let's work together. You listen to what the artist has to say. You know that there are artists that needs to be pushed more than other artists. Kuna mile mwingine kama Reckless nilimwambia kuna hii track akasema sawa 10 am 10:45 ashanitumia kila kitu Kalale nini is ready. Asha record imeisha. Kuna mwingine utampigia umwambia sawa bwana inakuwa inamok inashinatoa hapo kimok hadi either when uko physically ama ona sasa mtu mwingine ameanza kufanya other person ameanza kufanya, so anasema guy I'm the one who is letting these guys down something. Then also learning that everybody has their own plan. Before I came on the scene, wasanii walikuwa wanajipanga like this is what I'm going to do, I'm releasing this after this after this. So you have to also try to work with the plan, because you don't take away from their asking kama kwani ni wewe tunafanya kazi Nairobi. So yeah, just to try to mix and gather them. So it's really it's such a learning. Yani niko shule. Yeah, niko shule. Ngumembwekse wana nao ngumembwekse ni my headbud.
You listen to those guys?
Mbaya sana. Bogi Genje. Tunasaka picha ya Kenyatta kwa Wolenje. Jaden fungua bwana.
Big up Militan.
Yeah, Militan.
Body things.
Hey! Warazi wanaguya.
So Malia, many people out there look up to you.
Yes.
Anyway, but mi mazejo kukana Willis place moja. Ni kwangu nika dream come true by the way.
Wagwan, shukuru.
It's like a dream come true, man, because been watching you on TV ever since way back. I watched 10 over 10.
Yes.
It's my first time meeting you.
Oh wow, okay.
And
Yes. Ngumembwekse.
So but I thank God yo. So
yeah.
A lot of people out there look up to you. They're like, hey, man, when I grow up, I really want to be like Willis, or maybe do something better than Willis. Can you just talk to them? Yeah?
I would like to say, you do the last thing he said. You must do it better than Willis. That's the only way that the society will continue to grow. The reason why hata tuko na politicians same is because nobody is doing anything better than them. You are stealing the same. That you steal more. But anyway, wacha tusingie siasa. This is it. Yes, many people have said, oh, Willis is a Kenyan DJ Khaled. It's okay. That's cool. I adore DJ Khaled. Is great. Another one. But there can only be one DJ Khaled. So I'm just trying to be the Kenyan Willis Raburu. So that one day pia usikie, are you trying to be the Tanzanian Willis Raburu? Are you trying to be the Nigerian Willis Raburu? You know, that kind of thing. I like that. But just be your authentic self. Always know that uko sawa, God loves you, and that will never change. And most importantly, don't try to copy other people. I say, if you copy somebody else, you will end up being a cheap imitation of an expensive original, because God made you unique. So do what it is you gotta do, and like Sauti Sol says, do what makes you happy. And let me tell you what, mimi na wewe tutakutana at the top, because I tell you what, I'm going to the top, but I need company. So kuja na mimi, twende. There's enough room in the sky for all the eagles to fly.